Welcome to Heaven Voice Today, where the voice of God meets your heart. Every day we bring you powerful gospel reflections, divine messages, and heartfelt stories of faith, hope, and healing. This is not just another Christian channel. This is a sacred space where Jesus Christ speaks to you, personally. If you're looking for guidance, encouragement, or a deeper connection with God's Word, you're in the right place. Let His voice lift you, comfort you, and lead you into His peace. Subscribe now and let heaven speak into your life today, my dear child. There are prayers you have whispered in the dark, prayers that have lingered in the depths of your heart, too delicate to be uttered out loud, prayers drenched in tears that you hastily wiped away, hoping no one would notice, prayers filled with such deep longing that you questioned if they ever reached my ears. But let me assure you, every single word spoken in faith has been heard. Every tear shed has been seen. Every sigh of surrender has not gone unnoticed. In those moments of silence when you felt abandoned, I was actually closer to you than you could ever imagine. In the midst of the stillness that seemed unbearable, I was working behind the scenes in ways you couldn't comprehend. Your waiting was not in vain. It was the fertile ground where unseen miracles began to take root. Heaven responded to your faith with subtle movements, alignments, and preparations that are now gaining momentum. The walls are beginning to tremble. The atmosphere is shifting. The prayers you thought were lost in the vastness of heaven are on the brink of being answered in ways you never expected. You may have measured my presence by the noise you could hear, but I measured your faith by the trust you placed in me when all you could perceive was silence. You thought you were losing ground, but in reality, you were gaining ground in the spiritual realm. Your silent prayers have shifted battles in realms unseen. Your unwavering faith has tipped balances you didn't even realize existed. Your faithfulness has moved me, and your trust has stirred my heart. As you stood firm in the face of uncertainty and held on to the belief that I was still good, still listening, still working, heaven took note. And now, my precious one, I'm about to reveal what the silence was preparing you for. I'm about to show you that while you were waiting, victories were being won on your behalf. Your prayers were never powerless. They were powerful declarations that have been unlocking doors that no one can shut. So lift your eyes, wipe away your tears, and stand tall. You have not been forgotten, ignored, or dismissed. You are on the brink of fulfillment, and the silence that once seemed deafening is about to be filled with the manifestation of my promises in your life. The enemy may have tried to convince you of abandonment, but he lied. I have been closer to you than your next breath, storing every tear and weaving every prayer into a masterpiece of my greater plan. Though it may have seemed like nothing was happening, everything was happening behind the scenes. The seeds of your prayers are about to break through the soil, and the promises you held quietly in your heart are about to bloom into reality. The strength you gain by holding on through the silent seasons will become the foundation you need for the new levels I am bringing you into. The silent prayers were not empty, they were seismic. You prayed for doors to open. Watch now as I swing wide gates you thought were permanently sealed. You prayed for healing. Watch now as restoration floods places long broken. You prayed for breakthrough. Watch now as walls you could never have scaled fall effortlessly before you. My dear child, heaven has been shaken by your prayers, not because of their volume, but because of their authenticity, not because of their eloquence, but because of their trust, not because you knew what to say, but because you dared to speak at all when hope felt fragile. You are entering into a season of visible fulfillment birthed by invisible faithfulness. You are stepping into answered prayers not because you demanded them, but because you believed for them even when belief felt costly. You will see the reward of the silent seasons. You will walk in the fruit of prayers whispered in brokenness but received in boldness. Hold on to hope, my precious one. The time of wondering is turning into a time of witnessing. The time of weeping is turning into a time of rejoicing. The time of waiting is transforming into a time of walking through promises fulfilled. I have not missed a single word. I have not overlooked a single moment. And now I'm pulling back the veil. I'm revealing what has been building in the silence. What you thought was lost has only been hidden, preserved, protected, perfected. For this very moment, your silent prayers have shaken heaven, and heaven is responding. My precious one, you have no idea how proud I am of you. Not because of accomplishments the world applauds, not because of titles or achievements that fade with time, but because of the way you have clung to me when it would have been easier to let go, because of the way you have chosen to believe even when belief cost you everything, because of the way you have whispered prayers in the dark, trusting that I was near, even when the silence roared louder than your hope. You have looked at yourself through the lens of your weakness. You have measured your worth by your ability to produce visible results. You have questioned your effectiveness because the breakthrough did not come as quickly as you imagined. But I have never once measured you by outcomes. I've always measured you by your heart, and your heart, my dear child, has been beautiful to me. When others saw only the surface, I saw your spirit standing strong. When you felt unseen, I celebrated every step you took in faith. When you felt unheard, I listened more closely to every sigh, every tear, every wordless groan that rose from the depths of your soul. I have been with you, in you, for you. Every moment, every breath, you are not invisible to me. You are not forgotten in the noise of the world. You are not overlooked in the crowd. I see you. I know you. I delight in you. The strength and perseverance you have shown during the silent seasons will serve as a solid foundation for the new challenges and opportunities that lie ahead. Your prayers, though spoken in silence, have had a profound impact. You prayed for doors to open, and now watch as gates you thought were sealed swing wide. You prayed for healing, and now witness restoration flooding into areas long broken. You prayed for breakthrough, and now see walls falling effortlessly before you. Your prayers have stirred heaven, not for their volume, but for their sincerity and trust. You are about to step into a season where your faithfulness will be visibly rewarded. Hold on to hope, for the time of waiting is turning into a time of fulfillment. Your prayers have not gone unnoticed. They have shaken heaven, and heaven is responding. I am proud of you, not for your worldly achievements, but for your unwavering faith and trust in me. Your heart has always been beautiful to me, and I have seen your strength and perseverance even in moments of weakness. You are not invisible to me. I know you and delight in you. You are my precious one, treasured beyond measure and loved beyond comprehension. Come closer, my dear child. Lean into the truth of who you are to me. You are not just the sum of your unanswered questions, the product of your waiting seasons, or the residue of your disappointments. You are so much more than that. I know how hard it has been for you, how the waiting has stretched you thin, and how the silence has tempted you to doubt. But even in the midst of all this, you stayed near. Even when you didn't understand, you chose to believe. Even when you couldn't see, you chose to trust. And that, my beloved, is the faith that moves mountains, the faith that shakes heaven. You thought your strength lay in your ability to endure, but in reality, your true strength was in your ability to remain connected to me through it all. Your prayers may have been whispered through tears, but they were mighty, because they rose from a heart that still dared to hope. I am not disappointed in your weariness, angry at your questions, or distant because of your struggles. I draw closer in your weakness, wrap my arms tighter around you when your hands grow tired, and whisper louder when the world grows noisy with doubt. The silent seasons were not wasted. They were where roots went deeper, faith grew stronger, and identity was forged. Rest in my arms, let me heal and restore you. You are not behind, not failing, not forgotten. You are exactly where you need to be, positioned perfectly for the unfolding of promises. You have survived more than you realize, conquered more than you can comprehend. Now you are not just surviving, you are preparing to thrive. I am not asking you to be stronger, but to be closer, to trust deeper, and to rely on the goodness that never runs out. I see the strength and beauty in you, the seeds of promise breaking the soil of waiting. Lift your head, shake off the shame and fear, let go of the lies. You are seen, heard, and deeply loved. This is a season of awakening, where you realize that your prayers were never in vain and your faith was never wasted. that your journey was never random. I have been with you every step. I've caught every tear. I have strengthened every weak moment. And now I am bringing you into the visible fulfillment of promises that have been building under the surface. Your silent prayers have not only reached my ears, they have shaken heaven itself. And heaven is responding. My dear child, I know the weight you have carried. I know the nights when you sat in silence, when your prayers felt like they dissolved into the ceiling above you, when your heart cried out louder than your voice ever could. I know the questions that circled your mind. Where are you, God? Why does it hurt so much? How long must I wait? These questions did not push me away. They pulled me closer, not because you needed to find your way to me, but because I was already there, sitting in the silence with you, feeling every pulse of your aching heart. The pain you have walked through was not a punishment. It was a preparation. It was not a sign of my absence, but a sign of my deep involvement. Working in ways unseen, planting seeds you could not yet recognize, watering dreams you thought had withered away. In every moment of seeming inactivity, I was crafting something greater than immediate relief. I was forming endurance, character, depth of spirit that could not be formed any other way. Pain refines in ways comfort never can. Pain exposes where your roots truly are. When the applause fades, when the crowds disperse, when the doors close, and the noise dies down, what remains is what truly matters, and what remained in you was faith. Faith bruised but not broken, faith weary but not surrendered, faith small like a mustard seed but alive enough to move mountains in the unseen realm. You see, my precious one, pain is never the end of the story when it is placed in my hands. It becomes the soil for resurrection. It becomes the canvas for miracles. It becomes the backdrop against which my glory shines brightest. I have never wasted a single moment of your suffering. Every cry, every ache, every silent plea has been a building block for the strength I am now revealing in you. There were seasons you thought you were buried under the weight of unanswered prayers, but I tell you now, you were not buried. You were planted. Hidden, yes. Pressed, yes. Seemingly forgotten, yes. But all the while, something stronger was growing underground. Your spirit was expanding. Your capacity to trust was increasing. Your ability to carry the weight of future glory was being fortified. You prayed for breakthrough, and I answered with breaking. You prayed for growth, and I answered with pruning. You prayed for more, and I answered with a refining fire. Not because I love to see you in pain, quite the opposite, but because I love you too much to let you settle for a shallow life. When I created you for rivers that run deep, I saw the moments when you almost let go, when you almost surrendered to despair. I heard the arguments you made with yourself in the quiet. And in those moments, I whispered words of comfort and strength. I reminded you of my presence, my love, and my promises. I encouraged you to hold on, to keep believing, to keep trusting. And now, as you stand on the brink of a new season, as you see the fruits of your endurance and faithfulness, know that I'm with you still. I am guiding you, protecting you, and leading you into the fullness of my plan for your life. So do not fear, do not doubt. For I am the God who brings beauty from ashes, who turns mourning into dancing, who makes a way where there seems to be no way. Trust in me, my child, and watch as I continue to work miracles in your life. Maybe I'm not meant for more. Maybe the promises were for someone else. Maybe it's better not to hope at all. And yet, even in those moments, a tiny thread of faith remained. And that thread, my child, was enough. It was more powerful than you knew. It anchored you to my heart when nothing else could. You may not have realized it, but in the silence, you are being trained for battles that would have crushed a lesser spirit. You are being prepared for victories that cannot be taken from you. You are being built into a lighthouse that others will one day run to when their own storms rage. The pain was not shaping you into a victim. It was forging you into a beacon. Every tear you shed in secret was watering a harvest you have yet to fully see. Every moment you chose to worship when you had no visible reason to was sending shockwaves into the spiritual realm. Every small act of obedience, when obedience felt costly, was laying foundations for future doors to swing wide. Your silent prayers were not background noise in heaven. They were battle cries that summoned angels into motion. You have carried weights you thought would break you, only to find they built strength you didn't know was possible. You have endured seasons that felt endless, only to find they equipped you for endurance the world rarely sees. You have trusted me in the dark, and now you will see me move in the light. The pain taught you how to lean into my promises when everything else felt unstable. It taught you how to hear my whisper when the roar of fear was deafening. It taught you that even when answers are delayed, my presence never is. That even when deliverance seems slow, love never stops flowing. I know you didn't see it then, but every ache was an invitation. Every unanswered prayer was a door to deeper trust. Every delay was a hidden mercy, preparing you for a destiny you could not have carried prematurely. You are standing now on ground that was watered with your own tears, strengthened by your silent prayers, solidified by battles fought in secret. And I tell you today, it has not been for nothing. Not a single moment of your pain was meaningless. It has been woven into a tapestry more glorious than you can yet comprehend. You will look back one day, my child, and you will not just see the pain, you will see the power. You will not just see the tears, you will see the triumph. You will not just see the waiting, you will see the wisdom born in the hidden seasons. And you will testify that even in the silence, heaven was shaking. Even in the darkness, light was breaking forth. Even when you thought you were forgotten, you were being formed for something far greater. Hold on to hope. The pain you endured is about to give way to the promises I am fulfilling. And when it happens, you will know. The silence was never the end. It was the sacred ground where miracles began. My dear child, the silence was never meant to last forever. It was not the final word over your life, but the preparation ground for the unveiling that is now at hand. The prayers you whispered into what felt like empty air have not only reached my heart, they have been working beneath the surface, moving mountains you could not see, aligning pieces you did not even know were missing. And now the first fruits are beginning to push through the soil. Pay attention, my precious one. Watch carefully, not with anxiety, but with expectation. The signs of change will not always come with thunder and lightning. They will come like a morning mist lifting, like a small cloud rising from the sea, like the subtle but certain shifting of the atmosphere when seasons change. What felt invisible is becoming visible. What felt delayed is springing to life. You will begin to notice small shifts first, unexpected moments of favor, a conversation that stirs something deep within you, a door creaking open where once there was only a wall. These are not coincidences, they're confirmations. They're the first ripples of a tidal wave of my goodness prepared for your life. I am orchestrating alignments you never could have engineered. I am bringing into your path people you have not yet met, but who have been assigned to your destiny. Some of these connections will seem so natural, so easy that you will marvel at how perfectly they fit. That is because I have been working in the hidden places, not just in your heart, but in the hearts of others who will walk alongside you in this next chapter. There will be doors that open with such grace that you will know they are from me. You will walk into rooms you once only dreamed of. You will stand in places that once seemed far beyond your reach, and when you do, you will remember it was not by your striving, it was by my spirit. It was by the prayers sown in silence and watered in surrender. My beloved one, do not despise the small beginnings. Celebrate the first signs, even when they seem insignificant. A small cloud the size of a man's hand heralded the downpour Elijah prayed for, the stirring you feel now. The glimmers of breakthrough appearing are harbingers of the full flood I am sending. Some things will shift suddenly, doors opening faster than you can process, opportunities unfolding that you did not even pursue. Other things will unfold gradually, like seeds pushing through the soil day by day. Both the sudden and the slow are my movements. Do not be discouraged if everything does not come at once. My timing is perfect, and every part of the process is filled with purpose. You will also Feel the stirring within yourself, new dreams awakening, old fears losing their grip, fresh courage rising. This too is a sign. The prayers you thought were changing your circumstances were first and foremost changing you, preparing you to steward the very promises you are about to step into. Trust the peace that comes with these new doors. Trust the unsettling when something is not from me. I will not leave you guessing. Just continue to walk in faith and watch as my plans for your life unfold in ways you never imagined possible. I will guide you with clarity if you remain close to my heart. I do not delight in confusion. I delight in confirming the steps of those who trust me. Be prepared, my child, for divine acceleration. Things that took others years will happen for you in months. Not because you are better, but because the process in the hidden place prepared you for such a time as this. I am redeeming time. I am restoring what was stolen. I am multiplying what was sown in faith. Expect old dreams to come back to life with new breath. Expect new visions to spring up seemingly out of nowhere. Expect favor to chase you down, not because you demanded it, but because you delighted in me when no one was watching. Some doors will close, and that too will be my mercy. Not every opportunity is from me. Not every connection is meant for this new season. Trust me enough to say no when I close a door. Trust that the no is making room for the better. Yes, my dear child, I am faithful. I have seen every hidden moment. I have heard every silent prayer. I have stored every tear. And now I am bringing forth the harvest of faithfulness that you thought no one noticed. You're about to see signs that will leave you undone with gratitude. Conversations you forgot about will bear unexpected fruit. Opportunities you never dared to hope for will arise. People who once overlooked you will seek you out. Not because you campaigned for it, but because heaven has shifted in your favor. I am doing what only I can do, moving beyond your ability, beyond your resources, beyond your understanding. And as I move, remember, it is not just for your blessing, it is for my glory to be revealed through your life. Lift your eyes, strengthen your heart, open your hands. Heaven has been shaken by your prayers, and the answers are beginning to rain down. This is the beginning of the visible fulfillment of promises long carried in the hiddenness, and it will be more beautiful than you imagined. My dear child, now that the signs are appearing, now that the whispers of fulfillment are becoming echoes of reality, I call you to walk differently. I call you to move not by sight alone, but by the steady heartbeat of faith that has carried you through the silence. You are not stepping into this season unprepared. Every moment in the hidden place has equipped you for this very time. But to sustain what is unfolding, you must walk with intentionality, with clarity, and with continual dependence on me. Begin each day by anchoring your spirit in my presence. Before the voices of the world reach you, let my voice set the tone. Come to me with your first breath, your first thought, your first focus. Sit with me, even if only in the quiet stillness of a surrendered heart. Let my peace fortify your mind. Let my joy strengthen your spirit. Let my truth reset your focus. As the doors begin to open, move slowly enough to hear me clearly. Not every opportunity is a divine assignment. Not every open door is my best for you. Remember, my child, that I am always working behind the scenes, orchestrating the perfect path for you. Trust in my timing and my plans for your life, for they are greater than you could ever imagine. Keep your heart open and your spirit attuned to my guidance, and you will walk confidently into the future I have prepared for you. Some doors will be tests of discernment more than invitations to walk through. Pay attention not to what glitters, but to where peace reigns. My spirit will guide you not by urgency, but by assurance. If you must strive, manipulate, or rush, pause. I am not in the chaos. I am in the still, small voice that confirms with peace. Root yourself even deeper in my word. Let it be your lamp and your shield, your daily nourishment and your sword of defense. In seasons of visible fulfillment, the temptation to drift from the disciplines of faith is real. Do not let success seduce you into independence. Stay hungry for my voice. Stay desperate for my wisdom. Stay anchored in my promises. The word that sustained you in the wilderness will be the word that secures you in the harvest. Steward what I place in your hands with humility and excellence. Treat every opportunity as sacred. Serve even when you are celebrated. Remain teachable even when you are entrusted with more. Influence is not the goal. Intimacy with me is promotions. Platforms, provision. They are tools, not trophies. They are invitations to deeper partnership with my purposes, not measurements of your value. Guard your heart with all vigilance. The enemy does not only attack through lack, he often attacks through abundance. When favor increases, so do the distractions. When visibility rises, so does the temptation to perform for approval rather than live from identity. Keep your heart pure. Stay grounded in the truth that you loved fully, completely, irrevocably, before any door opened, before any dream came to pass. Celebrate the small fulfillments as much as the large ones. Gratitude will keep your spirit tender and your eyes clear. Rejoice over every step, every breakthrough, every confirmation. Thanksgiving is a weapon. It disarms entitlement, dismantles pride, and cultivates expectancy. It reminds your heart that every good and perfect gift flows from the Father of lights. Move with boldness, but also with sensitivity. Be quick to obey, slow to assume. Let me lead you one step at a time. You do not have to figure out the whole journey before you take the next step. Trust the lamp I place at your feet more than the desire to see the entire path illuminated. Faith is walking even when the way ahead is still unfolding. Rest when I say rest, run when I say run. Trust my timing as deeply as you trust my promises. Not every season is a season of speed. Some are seasons of soaking. Some doors will require preparation even after they open. Do not be discouraged by processes that feel slower than you expected. I am building sustainability, not just success. Fight the battles you are assigned, but refuse the ones that are distractions. Not every conflict is yours to engage. Not every battle is strategic. Stay focused on the assignment. Stay aligned with my heart. Let discernment guard your energy, your time, your attention. Stay connected to community. You were never meant to carry the promises alone. And remember, I am always with you, guiding you through every step of the journey. Link arms with those who carry the same spirit of faith, the same commitment to truth, the same hunger for my presence. Encourage one another, cover one another, fight for one another in prayer. Above all, guard the treasure of intimacy with me. Let no opportunity, no blessing, no fulfilled promise take my place in your heart. Continue to seek my face, not just my hand. Continue to long for my presence, not just for the answers. The greatest reward is not the fulfillment of promises. It is the deepening of relationship. My dear child, you have prayed in silence, waited in faith, endured in hope. Now you are stepping into the visible. Walk humbly, walk boldly, walk faithfully. You are carrying answers that were born in the quiet places where only heaven listened. You are carrying victories that were forged in the hidden fires of perseverance. My dear child, the world has tried to name you by your delays, your battles, your scars. But today I call you by your true name. The one I wrote over your life before the foundations of the earth were laid. You're not the abandoned one. You're not the forgotten one. You're not the insignificant one. You're my beloved, chosen and set apart, carried and crowned by my love. You have endured seasons where the silence made you question your value, where the waiting tried to erode your confidence, where the lack of visible results whispered lies that you were invisible or unworthy. But I was there in every silent moment, speaking a better word over you, a word not based on your performance, but anchored in your identity as my child. You are not the sum of unanswered prayers. You are not the accumulation of broken dreams. You are not the residue of what didn't happen when you thought it should. You are the living evidence of perseverance, the living proof of a heart that dared to hope, even when hope seemed costly. You are precious in my sight, not because of what you have done, but because of who you are to me. I know the voices that have tried to define you. I know the labels that tried to stick. Too broken, too late, too little, too much. but I strip every false label off you now. I silence every voice that is not mine. The only name you carry is the one I give you. Redeemed, empowered, loved, called, worthy. My precious one, it is time to see yourself through my eyes. It is time to shake off the dust of old disappointments and stand tall in the light of truth. You are not disqualified by your detours. You're not sidelined by your stumbles. You're not second best because of your waiting seasons. You're fully accepted, fully embraced, fully qualified by the blood of my Son and the calling I placed within you. You are not weak because you wrestled. You are not disqualified because you doubted. You are not less because you needed grace. In fact, it is through your wrestling that your roots have grown deeper. It is through your doubts that your faith has become real. It is through your need for grace that you have become a vessel of greater glory. The battles you fought in the unseen places have forged a strength in you that cannot be stolen. The tears you cried in secret have watered fields of harvest that will soon spring forth. The prayers you prayed in silence have built altars of fire in heaven that are now igniting breakthrough on earth. You have not missed your moment. You're not behind. You're not too late. You're standing exactly where you need to be for the unveiling of what I have prepared. Trust the process that shaped you. Trust the pruning that positioned you. Trust the preparation that preserved you. I am not looking for a version of you that is more polished, more perfect, more impressive. I delight in the you that kept showing up. The you that kept believing. The you that stayed soft when bitterness tried to harden your heart. The you that kept loving when cynicism tempted you to close off. That is the you I see. That is the you I call forth. Rise, my child. Rise in confidence. Not because of what you can accomplish, but because of what I have already finished. Rise in boldness, not because you feel fearless, but because you know who walks with you. Rise in joy, not because the journey has been easy, but because the destination is certain. You are a carrier of light in a dark world. You are a vessel of hope where despair has ruled. You are a builder of altars in dry places. You are a voice of truth in a generation desperate for authenticity. You are not small in my eyes. You are not forgotten in my plans. You are not overlooked in my kingdom. You are my masterpiece shaped in the secret, prepared for the public revealing of my glory through your life. Let me heal the memories that still sting. Let me restore the dreams that still ache. Let me renew the visions you dared to lay down because the wait was long. I am not finished with you. In fact, I am just beginning. You are never defined by the silence. You are defined by the sound of my voice calling you by name. You are never defined by the delays. You are defined by the destiny etched into your DNA before you breathed your first breath. My dear child, as you step into the fulfillment of what you prayed for in silence, it is more vital than ever that you remain close to me. The new territory I'm giving you requires a heart anchored deeper, a spirit more attuned, and a mind more steadfast than ever before. The victories that are unfolding are not the end of the journey. They are the beginning of a new walk, one that demands greater intimacy, sharper discernment, and unshakable faith. Begin each day by meeting with me. Before you meet the day, before the demands, before the decisions, before the distractions, come to me, not out of ritual but out of relationship. I long to pour fresh strength in you before the world begins to pull at you. I long to whisper direction into your spirit before the noise tries to confuse you. Let me be the first voice you hear each morning, the first presence you encounter, the first love you respond to. Remember, you are never alone in this journey. I am with you every step of the way, guiding you, protecting you, and empowering you to fulfill the purpose I have for your life. So trust in me, believe in yourself, and embrace the new beginnings that await you. The best is yet to come. Let prayer be the ongoing dialogue of your day, not just the emergency call you make when the pressure builds. Talk to me about everything. The mundane, the complicated, the hidden corners of your life. There is no moment too small, no thought too messy, no dream too big that I am not interested in. I am not just the God of your crisis, but the God of your everyday conversations. I am not looking for perfection, but for connection. Let my word be your foundation and your filter in a world of endless voices, opinions, and shifting truths. My word remains steady, sure, and alive. Feed on it daily. Saturate your mind with it until it reshapes your thinking. Let it anchor your emotions when fear tries to flood in, and be the standard against which you measure every opportunity, every decision, and every new door that opens. Build rhythms of stillness into your life, especially in seasons of visible blessing, when the temptation is to rush and say yes to every good thing. Not every good thing is a God thing, and not every open door is meant for you. In stillness you will discern, and in rest you will receive clarity. Trust that my voice speaks loudest to the listening heart, not the hurried one. Guard your heart with fierce intentionality, knowing that not everyone is meant to walk closely with you into the new season. Seek counsel from those whose lives bear the fruit of intimacy with me, not just the appearance of success. Cultivate gratitude as a lifestyle, celebrating each breakthrough and giving thanks for the strength built in seasons of waiting. Move with boldness, but stay clothed in humility, understanding your dependence on me. Expect resistance, but do not fear it, for I go before you and fight for you. Stand firm when opposition rises. Worship louder than your worries, and declare truth when lies try to creep in. Rest when I say rest, for my timing is as important as my promises. Trust in both deeply. Above all, protect your intimacy with me. Let success never become a substitute for surrender. Let blessing never become bigger in your eyes than the blesser. The greatest gift I have given you is not the promises unfolding. It is my presence abiding. You were born to walk in step with me. You were created to carry my presence into every room you enter, every assignment you fulfill, every dream you build. Stay close, my child. Stay sensitive. Stay surrendered, and watch how I will continue to pour out my goodness, my favor, and my glory through a life anchored in simple, unwavering, unshakable trust. My precious one, the time you have carried silently, the promises you have nurtured quietly, the prayers you have whispered with trembling lips, they are about to break into your reality. I am not just stirring the atmosphere around you, I am commanding the shift. The heaven you shook with your silent prayers is now shaking the earth around you. What was hidden is being revealed. What was dormant is being awakened. What was delayed is being accelerated. Prepare your heart, because I am moving suddenly. I am moving powerfully. I am moving undeniably. Doors you thought were closed forever are swinging open. Dreams you thought were buried are breaking the surface. Battles you thought were lost are being turned into victories before your very eyes, and you will know it was me. Not your striving, not your connections, not your efforts, but my sovereign hand moving on your behalf. You will begin to see sudden alignments, divine connections arranged long before you knew you needed them. Conversations will shift, relationships will realign, opportunities will arise not by chance, but by my orchestration. There will be moments when the acceleration feels overwhelming, when the magnitude of what I am doing exceeds your ability to explain or manage it. In those moments, lean into my peace. Trust that I am the one writing the story, and I do not miss a single detail. I am not bringing you into this new place just to bless you. I am bringing you to establish my kingdom through you. What you carry is needed. What you have survived has equipped you. What you have learned in the hidden places has anointed you for visible impact. You are not stepping into this as a novice. You are stepping in as one who has been tempered by fire, refined by waiting, strengthened by unseen battles. There will be signs confirming my hand upon you, doors that open without you having to push, favor that surrounds you like a shield, provision that comes from unexpected sources, strategies that download into your spirit while you rest in my presence. People you haven't even met yet speaking your name in rooms you have not yet entered. All of this is not to elevate you for your sake, but to amplify my glory through your surrendered life. My dear child, you will also see my hand cutting away things that can no longer go with you. Trust the pruning. trust that when I remove, I am protecting. When I close a door, I am preserving. Remember that in the midst of the shifts and changes, I am with you, every step of the way, guiding you and directing your path towards the purpose I have for you. So continue to trust in me, for I am the one who holds your future and knows the plans I have for you. Stay faithful, stay obedient, and watch as I continue to move in your life in ways you never thought possible. When I realign, I am promoting. There will be moments of holy discomfort as old structures collapse to make way for new ones. Do not cling to what I am calling you to release. What I am preparing for you is far greater than what you are leaving behind. You are stepping into divine acceleration. What took others years will happen for you in months. What seemed impossible will be your new normal. What felt like delay will now feel like sudden overflow. But remember, it is not because you forced your way forward. It is because you surrendered to my timing. As the momentum increases, guard your heart. Do not lose the tenderness formed in the silence. Do not trade the purity of your devotion for the noise of new responsibilities. Stay low even as I lift you high. Stay humble even as doors swing wide. Stay hungry even as you taste fulfillment. Worship will be your weapon in this new season. Worship when you don't understand. Worship when the blessings flow. Worship when battles arise. Let your worship create atmospheres where my spirit can move freely. Let gratitude be the soundtrack of your days. Let wonder be your default posture. Expect to see promises fulfilled not in fragments but in fullness. Expect to see dreams resurrected not in small pieces but in radiant completion. Expect to carry more, not as a burden, but as a mantle of my glory resting on your shoulders. You are no longer walking into the unknown with nothing but hope. You are walking into prepared places with a prepared heart. You are not guessing at destiny. You are stepping into promises sealed with my faithfulness. My dear child, the shaking you felt was not destruction. It was construction. The silence you endured was not abandonment. It was alignment. The waiting you survived was not wasted. It was working all along. Now the gates are opening. Now the windows of heaven are pouring out blessing. Now the way is made clear. Now you are stepping into the fulfillment of what you prayed for, fought for, believed for. Even when no one else could see it, heaven was shaken by your prayers, and now the earth will be moved by your obedience. Rise with expectation, move with confidence, walk with a heart fully anchored in me. This is the hour where everything changes, and you, my precious one, are ready. My precious one, slow your heart for a moment. Lean into my presence where striving ceases and true life begins. I am here. I have always been here. Closer than your breath, nearer than your fears, deeper than your doubts. I have watched every step you took through the silence. I have gathered every tear you cried in the hidden places. And now I am inviting you into a new kind of encounter, one where you are not just touched by my spirit but fully transformed by it. You do not have to earn this encounter. You do not have to perfect yourself before you receive it. You simply have to come open, honest, willing. Bring me the tired places, the heavy places, the doubting places. Trust that I am here to lift you up and guide you forward on this journey of faith and transformation. Bring me the parts of your heart you are proud of, and the parts you still hide in shame. I already see it all, and my invitation remains the same. Come, rest, receive. Feel my spirit hovering over you even now. Feel the breath of life filling the dry wells within you. Feel the fire of renewal igniting where only embers remained. I am not here to give you temporary relief. I'm here to birth lasting transformation. I'm not here for surface adjustments. I'm here for deep restoration. Let my love wash over the bruised places. Let my truth uproot the lies you have believed about yourself. Let my peace displace the anxiety that has quietly ruled corners of your heart. This is not about you fighting to change. This is about you surrendering to the one who changes everything. I am reaching into the memories you avoid, the dreams you buried, the wounds you covered with busy hands and brave faces. I am not afraid of the mess. I am not ashamed of your struggle. I am not disgusted by your questions. I am the healer who steps into the broken places and breathes life. Where there has been fear, I am releasing faith. Where there has been heaviness, I am releasing joy. Where there has been confusion, I am releasing clarity. Where there has been striving, I am releasing rest. Let me touch the walls you built for protection. Let me dismantle the fortresses of self-reliance you created to survive. I'm not calling you to survive anymore. I am calling you to thrive, to live wide open, fully alive, fully free. My dear child, my spirit does not come to condemn you. My spirit comes to convict you of who you truly are in me. Beloved, empowered, victorious, you are not a prisoner of your past. You are not a captive of your failures. You are a carrier of my presence, a temple of my glory, a vessel of my purposes on the earth. Breathe deeply now. Inhale my grace. Exhale the shame. Inhale my hope. Exhale the despair. Inhale my promises. Exhale the fear. You were not created to live weighed down. You were not designed to drag through life, surviving day to day. You were made to soar on the currents of my spirit, to walk in authority, to radiate with the uncontainable joy of those who have been with me. You are not stepping into this encounter empty. You are stepping into it as one who has been faithful even in silence and now is being filled afresh for the journey ahead. I am pouring fresh oil over you, the oil of joy for mourning, the garment of praise for the spirit of heaviness, the crown of beauty instead of ashes. Let me baptize your heart anew in my love. Let me rekindle the dreams you thought were extinguished. Let me awaken the strength you didn't know you carried. Let me silence the accusations of the past with the declarations of heaven. You are chosen. You are cherished. You are commissioned. This encounter is not the end. It is the launch. It is the beginning of a new level of intimacy, a new depth of trust, a new authority that will mark your words, your prayers, your steps. Trust in my love and allow it to wash away your fears and doubts. Embrace the transformation that is waiting for you. For you were created for more than just surviving. You were created to thrive. Embrace the power within you. Let go of the burdens that weigh you down and step into the freedom that comes from surrendering to my will. You are not alone in this journey, for I am with you every step of the way, guiding you towards a future filled with hope and purpose. Embrace the new beginning that awaits you, for you are destined for greatness, and I am here to lead you into it. You are leaving behind the season of questioning your value, and you are stepping into the season of walking confidently in your calling. Stay here a little longer. Let the oil of my spirit soak into the deep places. Let the fire of my love burn away every remnant of shame, every root of fear. Let the river of my presence wash over every dry place. You are not the same. You are being transformed. You are being empowered. You are being revived. And you are ready. Ready to walk forward, carrying not just answered prayers, but the power of my spirit flowing through every part of your life. Rise now, my precious one. Rise in freedom. Rise in boldness. Rise in the strength that comes not from effort, but from encounter. Heaven has heard your silent prayers. Now the earth will see the evidence of the transformation that was birthed in the secret place. My precious one, everything you have walked through, every silent prayer, every long night, every battle fought in the unseen has led to this moment. I have heard you. I have held you. I have carried you when your strength was gone, and I have rejoiced over every small step of faith you took when you thought no one noticed. Heaven has been moved by your perseverance, and now the earth will see the fruit of your faith. You are not stepping into this new season empty-handed. You are stepping in with a heart forged by trust, with a spirit made strong in surrender, with a faith purified in the fires of delay. Walk boldly, my child, not because every detail is clear, but because my promises are sure. Walk confidently, not because you never stumbled, but because I have upheld you with my righteous right hand. Walk joyfully because the seeds you sowed in sorrow are bursting forth in songs of joy. The doors are opening. The paths are being cleared. The promises are unfolding. You're walking into a season not marked by survival, but by flourishing, not defined by waiting, but by fulfillment, not characterized by silence, but by the sound of my glory moving in and through your life. Lift your head, stretch your hands wide, receive the new thing I am doing. It is greater than you prayed for, better than you dreamed, and more beautiful than you imagined. You are not who you were when this journey began. You are stronger, braver, deeper, and more prepared than you know. And I am with you, faithful to the end. This is not the closing of your story. It is the opening of your greatest chapter yet. Amen. Before you leave this moment, my child, take what I have poured into your spirit and let it overflow into others. There are many still waiting for someone to tell them that their silent prayers matter, that heaven is listening, that hope is not lost. Share what I have done in you. Speak life where there has been silence. Sow hope where there has been despair. As you give away the courage you have received, I will multiply it in you and through you, until your life becomes a living testimony that no prayer, no tear, no moment of trust is ever wasted in my kingdom. And as you walk forward into this new season, remember that you are not alone. I am with you every step of the way, guiding, protecting, and empowering you to fulfill the purpose I have placed within your heart. Embrace this season with confidence and boldness, knowing that you are equipped and prepared for all. This message from the heart of God speaks directly to those who have prayed in silence, waited in faith, and walked through seasons of spiritual drought. God affirms that not a single tear or whispered prayer has gone unnoticed. What felt like divine silence was actually the groundwork of unseen miracles, battles won in the spirit and the deep forging of resilient faith. Heaven has been shaken, not by loud declarations, but by fragile prayers offered in trust. Now God is ushering his people into a season of visible fulfillment. Doors once thought sealed are opening. Restoration is flooding long broken areas. The listener is reminded, the pain was preparation, the waiting was alignment, and the silence was sacred ground for miracles. Real-world application. This word inspires listeners to reframe their struggles. It encourages practical faith by reminding them that even unseen obedience changes spiritual realities. It challenges the audience to stay rooted in intimacy with God, discerning his voice as favor and breakthrough increase. Above all, it reinforces that our identity is not based on outcomes but on God's unwavering love. Thank you for joining us today on Heaven Voice Today. If this message touched your heart, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And remember, God speaks every day. You just have to listen. Come back tomorrow for more reflections from his heart to yours. Stay blessed, stay faithful, and keep listening to the voice of heaven. See you in the next video.